When Marcia Heiser went home to die with her family in Wyoming, the worst part of the experience for her was having to be with her Trump-loving family. My friend Dorothy dropped off a package with my doorman this week. When I asked her what it was, she told me that if she told me, she'd have to kill me. I told her there's worse things than death, like selling out your principles to navigate the world. Shakespeare said, discretion is the which better part of valor, in which I will preserve my life. No one wants to sell out their values, but we probably do it all the time. Welcome. Welcome to Sunday Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith. At Sunday Coffee Hour, we talk about everything and nothing. This Sunday, we talked about accommodating and tolerating, being tired, voting early, and people we just don't like. The readings at Washington National Cathedral are from Jeremiah. Everyone is welcome on Election Day. And from Hebrews, we're prevented by mortality from fulfilling the law, but God fulfills it because he's above the law. The gospel reading was from Mark. Your faith will make you well. The sermon at Washington National Cathedral was by Dean Randy Hollerath. Randy said that he recently realized he's been living in a bubble, unable to relate to half the country who sees things differently than us. When asked how many people in the US have college degrees, Randy guessed it was like 60 or 70%. The number is closer to 37%. Randy was shocked by this. He also learned as our country has moved from a manufacturing economy to an information economy, many people with skills other than tech have been displaced and disenfranchised. Tech professionals are doing great and living in lovely communities, but they often don't come in contact with everyone else. Randy said, we need to find jobs for these disenfranchised people with diverse skills and talents. Randy said the Bible is full of stories that have more than one meaning. We wonder, what does God want us to do? We try to silence the voices of people we don't want to hear from. We're really good at it. Hearing the good in alternative views is difficult. Some are physically blind and physically deaf. We can also be spiritually blind and spiritually deaf. We can't know God's will if we're deaf and blind. The law presupposes our failure because we can't follow it. God fulfills the law on our behalf so we can get on with being grateful in this lifetime. God is above the law so we can experience gratitude instead of happiness. Happiness is always about including some and excluding others. God loves everyone, regardless of who they're voting for next Tuesday, and he'll love everyone else after Election Day as well, no matter what the outcome. He's simply asking us to do the same. At St. James Cathedral, the sermon was by Lisa Hackney James. Lisa preached about the stress and anxiety of the upcoming election. Many believe this is the beginning of the end. There is a lot of fear, anger, and hopelessness. Lisa said, whatever happens, half the country will be plunged into grief, pain, and suffering. Perhaps it's inevitable to be on the short end of the losing stick. Lisa asked, what will be our final word in this lifetime? She said Christ spoke his last words to give marching orders to his disciples. The message was, go forth and share the light of others. Wherever our story started, we've been following this story for quite a while now. Everything always seems to be on track until it isn't. Currently, we've all arrived in this dramatic cultural moment together. And then what? We've been here before. The darkness comes and then the light. There's always a new beginning to the story. It's our job to tell the story. It will all begin again. It's never all lost. It's just the page turning to the blank page so we can write the next chapter. We can do this on election day and beyond. My friend Reagan Burke sent out an invite this week for a forum about Chicago. It's built on stolen land, land stolen from Native people. Native people is kind of a creative term. Native Americans actually migrated here from Asia, and colonial settlers migrated here from Europe. Everyone is from somewhere. We all have our own culture we bring along with us. The original immigrants brought the concept of belonging to the land, and Europeans brought the concept of land ownership. It's all about the squatter's rights of whoever is occupying the land, no matter how the culture frames it. In my years in interfaith, the common denominator had more to do with shared political ideologies than anything to do with God. Liberal congregations of Muslim, Jewish, and Christian congregations resonated. Conservative and more fundamental congregations, like Moody Church, never had the courtesy of an invite. None of us want to tread on the integrity of others, and the best way to avoid doing so is to keep those people we don't want to hear from at arm's length. It's a false narrative to talk about half the country being unhappy. By doing so, we've already excluded the Libertarians, the Green Party, and the Independents. The squatters' rights of our own narrow thinking is pernicious. The only reason Lisa mentioned the pain and suffering of half the country on election day is because she's pretty sure it's her side of the country that's going to be hurting. The other half of the country is like gum on the bottom of their shoe. It's okay. Compassion is the reflection of seeing humanity in others. Randy was right. We do live in a bubble. We've been in the bubble of trying to be happy when we should have been letting the gratitude enter in. The bubble is about to burst. Perhaps gratitude will find us then. If you would like to join us at Sunday Coffee Hour is every Sunday at 12 noon Central Time on Zoom. I'll include my email in the description of this video. Be happy to send you an invitation. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.